where you have these natural, like regular forested, just animals living there zones. And then you have Robotnik's, like, modern mechanical monstrosity zones. Ah, fuck. Why would this happen? Just trying to find a... I can never fucking keep track of where the fucking... Ah! Damn. Where the checkpoints are in these levels. They're so, like, fucking huge. Sonic levels are so fucking massive. Which, again, like, they're either glamorous like this or, like, obviously sinister, but either way, you're kind of meant to look upon them in despair. Like, he's trying to build this empire. Oh, I almost died. And then you go to the fucking ancient ruins, which are, like, long desolate and crumbled, and all of their former majesty has been stripped away. And the, like, you can tell that there was once some manner of... Do these look like chili dogs to you? I guess this is where, like, Sonic's chili dog meta came from? I don't know. But the majesty is long since passed, and there's nothing but the desolate ghosts, like the fucking ghosts of what once was, that haunts there. And the desolate sands stretch far and away, and it like... You might think this is fucking, like, pretentious, but it brings up this, like, Ozymandias type of vibe to it, where... damn it. Robotnik's building all of this shit and standing there like, look upon my works, ye mighty, and despair. And then compare that to these ancient civilizations, which are long since gone, and nothing remains that suggests the splendor of what once stood in its place. And then you have the, like, the nature zones that house like beings like Sonic, who may or may not have been responsible for, like, you know, like, maybe history is repeating itself, where Sonic here is toppling Eggman's modern evil empire. Maybe the same thing took place centuries past with the ancient civilizations, where man was trying to encroach on nature, and nature struck back? You don't know, and, like, that's further supported with, like, the inception of the Chaos Emeralds in this game, which are established as being, like, this ancient, mystical power source of infinite energy. And the thing I really like about the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic, like, lore is that they have never been explained. Like, they have never been like, and here's the backstory of the Chaos Emeralds. They never, like, here's where they came from. They came from the fucking asteroid that fucking came by, or what, like, they never explain that. They'd show other former civilizations in the past that have utilized the Chaos Emeralds, all of which, by the way, were destroyed by their own hubris or rebellion. Like in Sonic Adventure, we see the ancient echidnas, although that's getting ahead of myself a little bit. The ancient echidnas who, like, tried to abuse the power. Damn it. Come on. Whew, there we go. Of the, like, Emerald's powers, and they got fucking, like, ass blasted out of existence. And there's nothing left. Although there are the ruins in this rune zone, but... Like, we've seen what the Chaos Emeralds have been used for in the past, but we've never seen where they've come from. I'm like concentrating. And you can almost figure, like, maybe the Chaos Emeralds have been used in the past in the same way that Sonic's using them now. Against this fucking evil dude who's, like, trying to take over the world or whatever. It's like, obviously I'm imposing. Obviously this is me pulling shit out my ass. But I can't help but, like, draw those connections of... You have 3 different kinds of stages. The old evil empires, although that might be, like, presumptuous to say evil empires. The modern evil empire, and the home of the animal, like the humble animal critters, who are destroying the modern evil empire, fighting back against it. I feel like it might be somewhat valid, yes, to draw that parallel. Of, like nature as it should be, what has come before in attempts to pervert nature, and what is now trying to pervert nature, and obviously, since we're playing as Sonic, it will meet the same fate. Because, like, in these games, the industrial arm of humanity is overtly portrayed as being evil. Like, every character in these games is an animal who's, like, ultimately a good guy. There are no villainous animal... What the fuck? Animal characters, and the only human is Robotnik, who's an evil dude who's, like, trying to take over the world with the powers of modern technology and industry. There's a clear fucking environmentalism message to the 2D Sonic games, and I emphasize, again, this is the implicit narrative of the 2D Sonic games. The 3D ones definitely do not go that way with it. This boss can be annoying because, like, it's got this loop around the arena, but then if you get too high, you can't see where Robotnik is, so... And if you jump up at him from underneath, that will do damage to you. The, electro plier things that he's got there. Ultimately not that difficult, but this one can fuck you up, because... Oh, I can't see where he is now. Can't see where he is. Might fall down and just fucking take damage landing on top of him. But that is the... Oh, Tails, you okay, buddy? Look at these little bears. That is, I feel, the, like, implicit storytelling of the level design. Oh, I fucking love this stage. Look at how beautiful... This, all again, nature as it should be stage. You have these Colorado mile high above the clouds, like ocean of clouds down there, and these brilliant, like, Arizona-esque red mountain peaks in the background. Oh, it's just breathtaking, mate, because I live pretty close. I used to, in my childhood, have visited Colorado, and, I don't know, just, it fills me with a sense of nostalgia. This stage in particular, and it helps that, like, the music of this stage is pretty rustic in nature. It's got that, like, country, like, folksy vibe to it. It reminds me of Bastion. If you listen to Bastion, the music from the game Bastion, that's what it evokes in my mind, at least. Ah, I can't get up there. That kind of, like, personage, I guess you would say. That kind of culture. Shit. Yeah. Like, could have just completely run into something there. Because, like, the camera could do with some zooming out, I feel like. Also notice that there's this... Oh, shit. Actually, no, that's not true, because the next stage is, like, underground. I was gonna say, like, notice that there's this trend of, like, upward... of Sonic and Tails, like, going up. Like, they're getting higher and higher, but nah, that's not true. Never mind. Of course, the explicit narrative is less about, like, the environmental dynamic. Like, that's all, like, level design. Those are all, like, lines I'm drawing based on the level design and progression. And the designs of the enemies and, you know, the, like Sonic's whole deal. And it's just so funny that, like, Sonic the Hero's primary enemy is this Teddy Theodore Roosevelt-looking motherfucker with a dumb, stupid mustache, and he, like, builds evil robots and shit. That's such an interesting dynamic. I mean, I guess Mario's is, like, I don't know, like, that's more down-to-earth to me. Mario's is completely nonsensical. Oh, it's fine. Nonsensical, like, evil plumber, like, evil plumber versus innocent turtle dragon, whatever Bowser's supposed to be, in this fake-ass, like, made-up mushroom kingdom. What have you, whatever you would call it. Like, this fantasy kingdom of, like, Candyland nonsense. Sonic feels like more grounded, relatively speaking. There we go. I was scratching my nose. Of course, the explicit narrative doesn't have to do with that, it has to do with Tails. Like, this game's story. You didn't see, but I made, like, a vague hand gesture. God damn it! See, look, you just have to memorize that. Made a vague hand gesture. Story is about Tails becoming Sonic's sidekick. Because, again, he starts out just being this tag-along kid, and by the end of the game, he has secured himself, like, very definitively as Sonic's number 2. Oh, shit. I don't know why I'm trying so hard. I don't want to get the emeralds. I want to show the not emerald ending with this one. I have a save file right at the end of the game with all the emeralds. Damn it, Tails. Tails! Ah, I didn't get it. Anyway, the green one, the most iconic one too. Isn't it weird how the emeralds change shape from the Genesis games to the 3D games? Like, they're like, they're six-sided or whatever in this one. Anyway, I was trying to talk about the fucking cartoon. Like, I respect the cartoon for coming up with its own thing, I guess. Like, good on you for, like, having a narrative. But, like, what, this isn't the story of the game. Like, why is Tails just being treated as a kid? Who the fuck is Sally Acorn? She's not from... Like, why are you just inventing these fan-fiction characters from nothing? Like, what was wrong with the story of the game? That's... I don't know. So, like, I know there's a lot of people who, like, point to that cartoon. But personally, I've never really had any desire or attachment or, like, wish for them to bring the story of the cartoon from the cartoon into the games, which I've seen people say, like, why don't they just have, like, the story of the game be, like, the Sally Acorn freedom fighters and whatnot. Like, that sums it up right there, how they missed the point with that cartoon. One of the primary characters is Princess Sally Acorn. Fuck you, you don't get it. Like, you totally missed the point. Sonic is running around, like, saving. I mean, she was like a competent action-y. Look at this, these are always great. Oh, I love these. Any game. It's so fucking fantastic. So can never get out of those. So ridiculous. Like, she was a competent, like, action-y, like, affirmative action, strong female character. Whatever, but it's still a fucking princess that you're making Sonic go and save the princess. Fuck you, you missed the point. Tails is just some kid who's being sidelined. Fuck you. Screw that screw that cartoon. I just got 2 lives, one after another, from points and from rings. That's how you know it's pro. You see, again, you see the difference in fucking skill. This is what happens when this is the game I spent years of my childhood playing. And also, I just feel like it's a better designed game. So, like, there, I finally, like, talked about the cartoons. Great theme song. I'll say that about the about Sad-Am. I'll say that about the Sally Acorn cartoon. Had a really fantastic theme song. I mean, Sonic's always if nothing else, Sonic is known for the fucking music, which is why Sonic Underground ended up being so fucking funny. Again, like Sonic Underground, why are you just making this shit? Why are they inventing these new characters and this weird narrative? The games have a story. I don't see why, like, I don't see why you can't just go with what's in the games. Sonic's chilling with his animal homies, being a show-off, being the fastest thing alive. He's got a cocky attitude, but deep down he's got like a heart of gold. That's Sonic's character. Like, that's something I really like about Sonic as like a protagonist, as a hero, because he's not a goody two-shoes type of hero, but there's no anti-heroism to him whatsoever. Like, there's not a like he's a badass type character, a bad butt, like the 90s, kid-friendly badass, who's too cool for school and drinks fucking Pepsi Cola. But there's no question, like, he's not this edgelord. He's not wholesome, but there's no question to his like status as a fucking heroic figure. Oh my god, I'm 1 emerald off. I should stop, or else I'm gonna have all 7 Chaos Emeralds. Well, let's just pretend Sonic still thinks it's Sonic 1 and doesn't know about the 7th Emerald. Although I should show off the bullshit of the final Emerald. Ah, this fucking one. It's so hard to do with one heart. Come on, Tails! Ah! With no rings, with 1 hit. Yeah, see, because that's what'll happen. That's what'll happen. You can't get out of the fucking lava pit. Come on, just give me a pity ring. That's like 1 ring, and you're basically invincible. That's such a weird mechanic for a 3D platformer. Like, I can't think of any other 3D platformers that have that mechanic to them. You don't have HP. You don't have, like, 1 hit and you die, or 2 hits and you die with a power-up, or a health bar or anything. It's, as long as you have at least $1 to your name, as long as you're not poor, you're basically immortal. As long as you have 1 ring, you can't die. When you sit back and think about it, that's pretty interesting, isn't it? Mystic Cave I would consider an ancient ruin type zone, although a considerably less ancient ruin compared to other ones. But you might say, like, this is more modern, but it is an old, collapsed mine. Like fucking Until Dawn style, like, abandoned mine. So, like, whatever society utilized this mine, obviously it's long gone now. It's abandoned. Like, there's probably a cave-in or something, and now it's not used anymore. So I still slot it under abandoned mine. This is also the stage that you find that people most commonly end up getting the 7th emerald. As you saw, like, I'm 1 emerald off. If I ran across the checkpoint, I could, hypothetically. I won't, because the last emerald stage is bullshit. I could hypothetically get the 7th emerald on this stage. So, commonly, fuck ass, this is the stage that people first get access to Supersonic on. Which is funny, because this is the worst stage to have Supersonic on, because, like, he's a super fast, invincibility, fuck everything mode. Like, he's super mode, but this is kind of a more platform-based level. And what's really funny is, like, in Act 2... Yeah, damn. I could have at least shown it off. I didn't want to get the last emerald. I won't be able to get the last emerald. Even if I tried my fucking best, I wouldn't be able to. That last stage is so bullshit. The second act has bottomless pits that aren't bottomless pits, they're pits that lead to spikes. So you have people getting supersonic and going so fast and out of control that they miss a jump and fall into one of the infinite fucking death holes. And instead of, like, getting hit once, losing all your rings, and then getting hit again and dying, you end up being trapped down there as supersonic, and just sort of standing there waiting for your rings to run out, waiting for that sweet release of death, not being able to escape. So there's this funny, like, fan comic of, like, Supersonic being stuck in that spike pit, and Tails just constantly walking up behind him, getting hit from the spikes and falling backward, and then walking up behind him. Because Tails is also invincible, but for some reason he won't fly Sonic out of the hole. Yeah, on this act, on, like, Act 2. Maybe I'll fall into one and be able to show it, but, like, this is the stage where you become supersonic and it's actually, like, a liability. Which makes it even funnier that this is the stage people usually can't get supersonic, like, through normal play. Springs. Also, like, fuck, all of the stages have great music. Okay, let's show off this nonsense. Oh my god, it's so bullshit. Like, I might even fail before I get to the most bullshit part of this bullshit. Look at this. You gotta go back and forth between, like, it's just a constant barrage of the bombs in the middle. And you gotta go back and forth. And if you try jumping, you're gonna miss some. And again, it's pure memorization. There's no way of knowing which side they're gonna be on, and if you jump it, you're gonna miss the first couple like that. Like, if you want to get all the rings, you gotta risk it and go across the middle like that. Look, I didn't even get them. It gets even more nonsensical, because on the third rung, on the third, like, get these many rings to get the emerald part, it stops even being lines of rings, and it just becomes this random scatter grab of rings just randomly distributed. And then just, like, bombs, randomly distribution of rings in just it looks like if you took a bunch of rings and just threw them up into the air and let them fall where they may. It's actually, like, really difficult to get that last emerald. Pop. Oh, mousey. There's mouses in this. Of course, in a mine, there would be mouses. Ah, fuck! I was too far back and I thought the light had gone out. Oh, come on. Like, his startup frames are part of the hitbox. Actually, I think it's... yeah, down here is one of the infinite spike pits of death. if you fell down into that as Supersonic, you would be stuck waiting for your rings to hit 0. Because the way Supersonic works, I'll talk about that later. But you would be stuck down there for like depending on how many rings you have, you would be stuck down there for like minutes. Because those rings like deplete shockingly slowly. Oh, almost fucking got crushed to death. If this was Sonic 1, I would have been crushed to death. Super unforgiving with like the crush frames. Ah man, this is just so much better! Like, oh, it's so fucking hard to go back to goddamn Sonic 1 after this was the one I played so much as a kid. Like, it's just so much better in every conceivable way. Even levels like this, which are a bit on the frustrating side of, like, not being just a racetrack, basically. Of being a more slow platform. I'm not gonna do this one because it's the last checkpoint before the boss, and I want to have my rings and shield for this boss, because this boss is a little bullshit. First of all, those stalagmites will do damage to you. Ah, fuck ass. And if you hit them from the bottom, the fire will hurt you. And if you hit them from the top while the drills are up, the drills that will pierce the heavens will also do damage to you. So I did it pretty fast because I had 2, like, safe hits. But that boss is fucking hard with no rings. Also, did you see all the little mices running off? Because I saved them. It's great.